Hey y'all, this is a Random Thoughts vidcast for Sunday, May the 27th, 2012. Today, I'm going to get into a little bit about me and writing and some things that I kind of realized at the Phx Comic Con this weekend. Now, those of you that follow my blog know that this last week has been kind of bereft of updates. That's not going to continue. Just let you know, that was just last week. I don't like doing that. I had a weird, anxious, anxiety-filled week last week, and it was just odd. It's not me. But, it all kind of went away by Friday morning. Then I spent Friday and Saturday at Phx Comic Con. Today I've been kind of busy too. I went and saw a good friend of mine that I haven't seen in like 15 years. So it's been a good weekend. Last week kind of sucked, but this weekend has been good. So let's get into it. Okay, some things that I realized at Phx Comic Con. I went to a lot of writers' panels at the con this year. I'm going to try to write up what I remember tomorrow, and I'll be posting it on my blog and mydeadheroes.net throughout the week. But some things that I came away with is the realization that I actually have the tools and the skills to be successful at the career I've chosen, which is writing. I've been writing a long time, and I've been through several stages of, am I actually a good writer? Do I suck? Why should I even do this? I'm just going to do this as a hobby. I want to get paid, but no one's paying me, things like that. And over the past, 5 or 6 years, I started trying to change my attitude towards my writing. First off, I started to believe is the wrong phrase. I started to gain a confidence in my writing that I've never had before. And this confidence has come from actually getting my stuff out there, selling some stuff to people. Sorry, I'm just moving my camera. Having people respond on my blogs, listening to other people when they critique my stuff and trying to change it, so it'd be better. My friend Wes has helped me a lot in that area because he's pretty blunt when it comes to that stuff. Which is good. It can stab the ego sometimes, but it's good to have someone in your life like that. I have another friend named Sandy that's pretty blunt about it too, but the thing is, these people are blunt about their criticisms, but they're also pretty open with praise too. You know that when they say something is good, you know it's good. And they're not going to just say they like your stuff just so they don't hurt your feelings or massage your ego. And I think every writer needs people like that in their life. Because if they don't have people like that, it comes to a point where it's hard to judge your own work. Okay? You can write something, it's good, but you don't know how good. You don't know what. Sometimes you don't know what parts are weak, or if you see a part that's weak, you might think it's a lot weaker than it actually is. And sometimes there's a part that you think it totally blows, and someone else will read it and they're like, this is really good. Or you think a part's good, and they'll be like, you should work on this. And it helps a writer take a step back and look at their stuff from outside themselves, okay? So having people like that in my life has helped me become a better writer. Also, through being on the web for so long and through being kind of, I guess you could say, I've in the last 10 years, I've kind of have been on the forefront a lot of the social media things like blogging and Twitter and stuff like that. I mean, look at my Twitter account. I've had it since 2007, you know, and I've learned what to do and what not to do to get people to my product. And it's kind of weird because I never really thought about it like that before. I just thought of it as being nice, maybe. I don't know. But I realized that a lot of the things I've been doing, especially when it comes to social media, are stuff that professional and independent authors are already doing to get their stuff known. And it's not just the social media stuff, it's the writing itself. A lot of the ideas that these people had, and like every author on these panels that I've went to had a lot of the same ideas. They echoed what I already thought. And that was kind of eye-opening because I realized I must be doing things right. And one of the things that this weekend has made me do is look at my writing career as a full career, as something I'll be in for a long time and for the long haul. And it's not that I didn't look at it like that. I guess maybe I thought that luck had a large part to do with any success I had. And I realize now that it's more hard work than luck. And maybe, I don't know, maybe luck has a little bit to play in it. I don't think so. You know, if you get your stuff out there, somebody's going to read it and somebody's going to pay you for what you write. And one of the big things that they emphasized on the panels is that if you're going to be an independent author, if you're going to be using the new era of self-publishing and things like that, is you may not be $1 million, $5 million a year writer, but you'll be able to make a living at it. And that's really all I ask. I'd rather my stuff be profitable than myself be famous. If I can make 50 grand a year writing, I'll be happy, because I really don't need much more than that. I mean, yeah, I would love to make more than that, but my goal is to make a living, to pay off my bills, to live comfortably, you know? And the way I live right now, heck, man, $20,000 a year would probably be comfortable. Writing is my career. It's not just something I do. And I really love that I've come to that conclusion, because it's really kind of changed the way I think about things, even in the last couple of days. And it's great. I feel a sense of relief I haven't felt in a long, long time. And I also feel a sense of relief because one of the things that many authors said this weekend as well was that don't be afraid to walk away from what seems like a good deal. If it doesn't fit what you are looking for, get up and walk, you know? Even if it seems like you need that job for food or money or gas or to help your family, selling your soul for the money isn't going to help you in the long run. You'll end up feeling bitter about it. And that's a good piece of advice, because I've taken a lot of jobs just for the money. I mean, I've done some really, really nasty jobs just because I needed the money. And the last 2 years I haven't had a lot of income coming in, and it's really showed me that I can survive even without that huge income. Not that I've ever had a huge income, but I can still survive, which is nice. And it gives you a sense of freedom because I know that I can go, say I start getting independent stories and books out, which I plan to do. And someone from a big publishing company sees them and they want to come sell my stuff. And they say, hey, we want your stuff for our company. And I look at the contract, and the contract is like paying me squat in advance for the money, and I'm getting more profit out of just selling my books independently, then I can just tell them no. Or if they want to sell certain rights for me that I don't want to sell, I can say no, I don't want to do it, and they'll feel perfectly fine doing that. People might say, oh, how did you give that up? But I'd rather have 3,000 loyal fans where I'm making a living than 1 million fans where I can't get by. And I know that might sound weird, but the way they do things in publishing is getting to the point like they do things in Hollywood, where they kind of want to shaft the writer and make and overload things onto their end. And it's all about the bottom line. And what if you have a novel that doesn't sell well? Well, they'll cut you loose, right? And I don't want to go through any of that. So I'm going to start doing independent stuff and see where it goes. Another thing I realized is I really love being a genre writer. I like writing science fiction and fantasy. I like writing the weird stuff, you know. I've never been a big reader of non-sci-fi stuff. I do read it because I think every writer should have a pretty broad reading palette. I think they should read a lot more than the genre they are writing in, because sometimes if you just read the genre writing in, you get stuck with the cliches and things that you might not realize. But I've always enjoyed science fiction and fantasy the most. Now, some might say, well, the sci-fi you read as a kid is what really defines you. I don't know. I mean, I try to stay current now with many things. And I just love it. I love going to the worlds, and I like seeing authors that read the genre they write in. It bothers me when you see an author and they're like, oh, I don't ever read that genre, even though they're a big author in that genre. I mean, what is that? That's like a rock singer that never listens to rock. You know, I appreciate that a rock singer listens to opera and classical music. I really do. But I think they should also listen to the genre that they play in. And I think writers should do that as well. So anyway, I found out, I figured out, and I've known this, but it really just, a lot of things just clarified in my mind, just solidified in my mind this week, and that was one of them. I love being a genre writer. Speaking of genre writers, you know, I went to the Phx Comic Con, and it's they're calling it a pop culture con, but it's more a geek con. I mean, they have comic stuff there, but it ranges. It covers the whole range of geek stuff. And I really felt at home among these people, because these are the people that they're like me, you know. A lot of them have similar tastes. A lot of them are on the fringe of society, and it's just, I felt at home among a lot of strangers. I haven't felt that way in a long time, and it was nice, because I wasn't sure how I'd feel. I haven't been to a con in a long time, and it was great just to be walking among them, and I didn't know these people. But you felt a sense of camaraderie. And there was a lot of conversations I had with people I didn't know. Just we'd start talking, and it was like we had met somewhere else before. And it's not something that I'm used to, or I haven't been used to in a while. And it felt good. I also found out that that I could push through my own pain and whininess. Okay? I walked a lot this weekend. I mean, I walked all over this con and around it and through it and on the streets the other side and to the to the train stop and back from the train stop and to my truck, and it felt good. I really enjoyed walking it, but the first day I felt like I was going to die in many occasions. The second day was a lot better, but the first day I felt like I was going to die. But I pushed through it. I always had a goal, and it was like God telling me, see, I knew you could do this. It was great. I feel good now, because of this, I'm going to start walking again tomorrow. I took a day off because I've been walking for like 3 days straight almost. I mean, not just walking a little, walking a lot. And it's awesome. It's awesome. I love it. I feel confident. And speaking of confidence, because I feel confident in my abilities as a writer, I feel confident as a person, and I feel this for the first time in a long time. I mean, I really feel I've had confidence in my writing, but I don't know, it hit home. I had a great weekend, and I am going to try to make it to Dragon Con this year. I hope I do. Hopefully I'll be in a little bit better shape, because that's a bigger place. Anyway, I just want to give you guys an update. My vlog will be back on schedule this week. Sorry about last week. It just, like I said, things just went left. Just wanted to thank you all for watching this. Thank you all for being my readers. I really do appreciate it. And if you can spread the word, tell everybody about my blog. Tell them about the Vidcast. My Twitter handle is @WarrenCBennett. And my website is warrencbennett.wordpress.com. Is it com? Anyway, I'll have it below. It's awesome to have the people coming to this site that I have it. And I hope you stay with me as the site grows, because it's going to grow. And you guys have a great week, and God bless.